Sorry, guys. Feeling a little under the weather, so we gotta play "Feeling Good" by Michael Bublé. Chicken soup for the soul. But yeah, today we started off the show. Hopefully, kind of a thing that's been going around. I've seen, everybody in my family is already got sick, and I'm pretty sure I've seen some people around campus with the face mask and stuff. Even some people in Edinburgh, actually. But yeah, it's just a thing that's been going around. So, sorry if I sound like a little weird or start coughing. I'm a little sick. Not terribly. No fever or anything, thank God. No, none of those symptoms. But, a lot of other stuff that's not so pleasant. So, anyways, that's besides the point. Yeah, so welcome to the lounge. I'm your DJ Junction, and today we're just kind of going to go through whatever we do every beginning of the week, basically. So, starting off with important news, and cat's out of the bag for this one already. So, tomorrow's voting. Like, I know I've been every single week, basically, every Monday that I do the show, I've been go vote, go vote, go vote. And at this point, especially, for those of us that are registered, I already voted, by the way. So we got that out of the way. On, I think it was October 28th, I want to say. Maybe. Not quite sure. It was either the 28th or the 29th. But the point being, I voted. And it wasn't hard. You literally, at least here in Brownsville, because I'm registered to vote in Cameron County, you just walk up to a voting site. In my case, it was like a short walk from over here from the studio, and basically we just went there. Well, I went there. I don't think anybody else from the radio station went with me. We went there and we voted. So, doesn't matter who you vote for. I could care less, to be honest. Just vote. Especially if you're registered, you went through all that effort just to not do it. Come on, man. Like, just do it. Like, who cares? Like, if both candidates suck or whatever. Just go vote. Anyways, not to get too stuck on that. Anyways, back to the topic at hand. Tomorrow is the official election day. So, sorry. If you are registered to vote, don't have a plan yet, but you're registered, make a plan, and then do it tomorrow. I'm pretty sure most professors will be understanding, especially, at least here in Cameron County, because tomorrow is the official day. So, Brownsville, sorry, I know technically Harlingen's part of Cameron County, if I'm not mistaken, I want to say. I'm not sure about that one. I'm pretty sure Harlingen is part of Cameron County, though. So, if you are registered to vote in Cameron County, so this goes for people in Harlingen and Brownsville, you should probably go vote. And anybody who else is in Edinburgh, I think Hidalgo County is the same day, I want to say, but go vote tomorrow. Big day. Not just, for the race to presidency, but a lot of positions for local government. So you definitely don't want to miss those. Well, on other news, just to kind of not get too stuck on that like I've been known to do. Just kind of like, what else was it? Oh, yeah. I want to say Friday was the last day to officially drop a class. So if you, felt like you weren't doing too well in a class, kind of late to drop it. So just try your best, and hey, maybe you might be able to pass. Maybe you don't, but too late to go back on that. Sorry. So, if that was, what else was there? I want to say that was most of the important news. The rest of it's not really as important. I don't know, it just depends on what we view as important. But, I don't know. And then for the lesson of the week, I want to say, I haven't really thought of one today. I don't know. It'll come to me as we go on through the show, but that's fine. Anyways, we're just going to kind of get into the music. My voice is getting a little dry already. I am sick, so... we're going to play some music. Let's go with... Well... Let me see. Can I do a pun? It just came to me. Sorry, guys. Let's see. We're gonna do. Perfect. Sorry, guys. Okay. So, Michael Bublé got us feeling good, and the U.S. Air Force airmen of note are gonna get us in the mood. So, yeah, here's In the Mood by the U.S. Air Force Airmen of Note. That was Love Music by the Smooth Jazz Collective. Anyways, sorry. Just something happened. That's all right. Back to the show. Organize my thoughts. Sorry. I guess talking a little bit about what happened in the beginning of the week. It's happening in the beginning of this week. Let's talk about what happened last week, I guess. So there was some Halloween. I think I talked enough about that. I feel like the one that doesn't get enough talk. I mean, maybe from the circles I'm in, doesn't get enough talk. Dia de los Muertos. Anybody here celebrate that? I mean, me personally, no, but I am familiar with the holiday, a little at least. Sorry. So, with me personally, from what I understand from Dia de los Muertos, it's a very nice holiday. It's not necessarily celebrating death or anything like that, as some people might have you believe or something. It's more celebrating the person's life, and I think that's pretty nice. I mean, there's some people for religious reasons, which I mean, I'm gonna be real. I find completely not dumb. I'm not calling them stupid, but a little ignorant. And yeah, I mean, I feel like we should all just get along a little. Oh, sorry, let's not make that an entire thing. I have a tendency to just go off on stuff like that. Yeah, so Dia de los Muertos, pretty nice holiday. And I think for the most part, that's the only apart from Halloween. But I feel like I talked about that one enough. So, yeah, I mean, we'll just kind of talk about whatever, I guess now. Let me think. Okay, I think I got something. Yeah, so right now, I want to say most people are familiarized with what's going on throughout the semester. And my thing is, especially since this is more of a thing I'm planning to do with a couple of friends, right? But the plan is we're going to see if we can get either a dorm or an apartment in Edinburgh, I want to say, probably. And just kind of live there. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm technically going to be considered either still a junior or a senior by then. So I'm most likely going to have to go to the apartment route. But that's besides the point. My main thing is now, I mean, how is that like? I mean, me personally, I've put a little bit of thought into it, but I've never really, like, thought about that, Like, this would technically be my first time. Not necessarily living alone. That's, I mean, not really alone if you're doing it with friends, but living away from home, right? Sorry, right now I want to cough so badly. Okay, I think it went away. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's the main thing for me. I've never really been away from home. And the times I have been, it's always been with friends or the supervision of a teacher or something for school trips. So it'll definitely be interesting if I do decide to go that route. I mean, there's plenty of people here that, do that. I mean, I know plenty of people. I know a person who lives in Edinburgh at Unity Hall. Really nice fellow. I know like a couple. Well, I want to say I know them. I haven't talked to one of them in a while, but I know a couple of people that live here in Casa Bella here in Brownsville. So, I mean, I don't know. I want to say like it's close enough to home that your parents can visit every once in a while, right? But I wouldn't say like they're going to be doing that every day. You get me? I personally just think, it'll be an interesting experience. Even if it is just for a semester, it'll be nice. So that's the plan for me. And I want to say like the reason I brought it up at least, I think for certain people, it's actually beneficial if they get away from home. I know a lot of people here in the valley, especially, are always like, I'm going to stay with my parents until I can afford my own place and stuff like that, and that's perfectly fine. But I feel a lot of people don't really take into consideration that sometimes you just got to move on. I mean, I'm not saying, you should move out as soon as you turn 18, but I'm not saying, like, you should stay until you're, like, absolutely financially stable because, well, I mean, unless you go out there, I feel like most people are way too comfortable in their situation. There we go. That came out. What up? Okay? Anyway, sorry. Sick again. I'm not sure. Did I mention that? I might have mentioned that in like the pre-roll. I'm feeling a little under the weather, so if I'm like coughing and sneezing and like making weird breathing noises, I'm kind of trying to not do that. Sorry. Back to the topic though. Yeah, I feel like certain people just need like that push. That like I wanted to say. um, I want to say it's not necessarily like throwing them off the deep end of the pool, but I mean like they need to find a way to become independent. If that makes sense. I'm not saying like I'm definitely guilty of it. Like I still sometimes get my lunch made by my parents or something, or I'll still get driven around and stuff like that. Mainly because I don't know how to drive. I'll get there when I get there, but I feel like, yeah, especially like that. I feel like if I'm definitely going to move out, I definitely need to learn how to drive. Sure, I might not have a car, but just the fact that I can drive, it's going to make things 1,000 times easier on me. If I were to decide to, do the thing where I go and move into Edinburgh with friends. So, for me personally, I believe that certain people, here in the valley at least, need to just simply take that first step and try to move out. Now, is it cheap? Is it easy? Absolutely not. However, if you can get help with friends and stuff like that, I feel like it could definitely help. Because, I mean, most days nowadays, at least in major cities, because I know a lot of people here in the valley and graduates and stuff like that, don't really, unless you're becoming a professor, they don't tend to really stay in the valley and tend to go up, or not necessarily like up, right? But into larger cities compared to, the cities we have here, like Brownsville or Harlingen or whatever, or McAllen. Who's God? Okay. Anyways, I definitely feel like certain people just need that push. I mean, I'm definitely one of them. I feel like I'm at an advantage here actually because Edinburgh is just close enough that like if something does end up happening, I'm pretty sure my parents could go and help me. But it's just far away enough that my parents also have that sense of safety as well. They know that like, if I ever need help, I can call them, and hopefully they'll be able to make it in time. But I mean, it's just, I mean, I guess yeah, this goes for parents too. I guess you could say if they want to grow independent, providing members of society, adults. Not probably the best way to phrase it, but my point still stands. If you want to have somebody who's independent, you are going to have to let them move on and just kind of do their own thing. Which I mean, hey, some people don't find very, I mean, especially some of the things I've seen around makes a lot of sense. Maybe they're not ready to be living alone, but you just kind of need to let them have that first push. I'm not, I'm not trying to make a comparison here with like the birds that throw their young off the nest and hope they fly. Oh God. But definitely, if you see they're taking the initiative to kind of go on their own, you should probably nurture that and hope that everything works out. I mean, that's the only thing you really have apart from everything else you could do. You just have to have hope they're gonna make it as an adult. And I mean, I guess for the student side as well, you have to show initiative. If you don't show, that you want to try this out, you want to make sure, you want to show your parents that you're ready to live alone. Because, I mean, I know some people that are like very, like, they want to move out already. Your parents are not going to feel comfortable letting you go off on your own unless you can show them that, one, you have the initiative, you are trying to do everything you can to move out. That way they could start making amends and start, it's a little harsh, but they can start coming to terms with, you're not going to be with them for the rest of their lives. And also show that you are going to be responsible. By that I mean, like, I don't know, you can start looking into apartment prices or maybe look into how much it costs to get a dorm, stuff like that. Like, you want to show your parents that you're starting to become an adult. And also, you personally, as a person, should also start becoming an adult. I mean, it's the truth. I mean, maybe not the truth, but definitely I feel like if you are trying to live alone, you should try to go this route. And, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just one of those things that was on my mind, and I decided, I feel like it might resonate with you guys. Oh, sorry, God. Anyways, let's play some music. That's what we're here for. Let's go with, I think I've got one. Hold up. It's, give me a moment. It's a new song. It is on the longer side, so I'm going to play this one, and then go back to a talking, thing. But hey, it should be, sorry, a good one. However, before we do that, I am gonna have to play a PSA as per the instructions of doing this. Give me a moment. It's just I'm a little okay. Just hold up. Give me quickly. I think it was this one. No, it was not that one. Maybe I have it over here. Let me check. Oh, here we go. PSA. Let's go with this one. Doesn't sound like that bad. Okay. I'm just gonna play a quick little PSA. We might talk about it a little bit. Maybe not. I feel like it should be pretty self-explanatory. Here we go. So you heard it here first, Ricks. You get me. Anyways, so yeah, I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't say, especially if you're, this isn't really going well with the topic beforehand, but hey, if you ever are planning to adopt, you are going to have to get your life in order, and I feel like trying to seek out your own place to live wouldn't be a bad way to start. So, yeah. Anyways, let's just go back to the God. Yeah, the song I was gonna play. Let's go with it. Here we go. Now the song might be a little weird, but it's fine. Okay, like it's not inappropriate. It has no lyrics. Here is Moanin' by Art Blakely and the Jazz Messengers. That was, as I mentioned, Moanin' by Art Blakely and the Jazz Messengers. Anyways, it's that time of the show. It's where we're going to do a little weekly message lesson. Still deciding on the name, but you guys should, at this point, be familiar with it. So, yeah. Anyways, so after reflecting, after listening to that song, by the way, this was a friend recommendation. Pretty good song. Yeah, I think I got one. Basically, it's a little bit of what happened a little while ago, but also, like, I think something people should just keep in mind in general. Hopefully, they'll be a little bit nicer to each other. It would be, don't, yeah, okay, sorry. God. Don't burn any bridges and expect them to send a boat. I'm not sure if it's just an RGV thing or whatever, but I always see people, breaking from their ex, right? And being all like, I never want to see this person in my entire life and all that stuff. And then, like, a week later, they're already not crying, but, complaining that how come their ex hasn't, tried to talk to them or whatever. I mean, you're literally the one who, like, told them off. Like, I don't want to ever see you again. And I just thought, like, how can these people go around, like, they say, burning the bridge and then expecting the other person to send the boat? Like, that makes no sense. Once you don't go burning bridges, you never know when you might need to cross. So, with that in mind, I feel like, I feel like people could definitely be a little bit nicer to each other. Sorry, God. Sorry. So yeah, I mean, burning bridges, I feel like, is sadly a part of life. Sometimes you might not say the right things. Sometimes you might do something you're not supposed to. And, you end up losing some people. And maybe some of them don't want to talk to you again. Some of them may talk to you again. But it all goes with life. I mean, I feel like a life that has no hardship in it is a very boring life. However, I'm not saying I wouldn't mind a day or two where nothing goes wrong. But unfortunately, this is real life. So you're going to have days like, for instance, when you're sick and you're trying to cough up a lung. Well, thankfully, not trying to cough up a lung. It's very minimal. But still, I mean, it's annoying. Some of us would much rather, think we would much rather have perfect days where nothing goes wrong, right? So, I think it's more just to do with, I feel like if we're nicer to each other, maybe we won't have to burn bridges and we can all be connected to each other, right? So, that's enough of that. Let's just play music. Let's see what we have in store. Now, I'm pretty sure, at this point at least, I've played a good chunk of all the songs, so it doesn't really matter what I choose. I am feeling something a little bit more blue. Sorry. Let's go with this one. So, this one I think should be good. And yeah, so this is The Blues by the Smooth Jazz Collective. Here we are. So we are about 8 minutes away from the end of the show. So yeah, God, sorry. Um, yeah, I thought we would do our end of the show PSA. So, well, I need to play 2 PSAs, so this would be the second one and the last one. I'm gonna go with one I haven't played. This is an interesting one. I think this might not even be a PSA, this might be an ad, but I'll play it. Hold up. We'll see. Anyways, here we go. You heard it? Don't mess with Texas, bro. So, yeah, I've never heard the PSA before. Might be using that one a little bit more often. God. So, by the way, it's a thing I do, so I don't, say something else. I just kind of just say God when I cough and stuff. So, yeah. Anyways, we're towards the end of the show at this point. We're about 6 minutes away. I just thought I'd go over what we talked about today. So, well, starting off, Dia de los Muertos, pretty neat holiday, I would say. If you don't celebrate, you should consider. Not, demonic, as some people might want you to think. Then, oh yeah, vote. Like tomorrow, if you're registered to vote and have not done so, vote. That's all. On that note, let me think what else. Oh yeah, definitely start looking, if you have not, into how to be more independent. I mean, I personally do think it's one of the best things you can do for yourself. Maybe, it's not even necessarily that you need to do it in a sense that you're not going to be able to go back to your parents. I'm pretty sure if you ask, your parents will be willing to take you back with open arms. God. It should not be like, this thing where like once you're gone, you can't go back. Like, that's crazy. No, like it's always an option to go back. It's just more about trying to seek out that independence, and hopefully, if everything works out, you'll be ready. Not ready for life, but ready. Ready for what's to come next. And, well, the thing I just talked about, God, if you burn all your bridges, don't expect them to send a boat back. It's crazy how some of these people think. And, well, I would say myself as well, I was part of the, burning the bridges. It's really hard, I guess, for someone to want to talk to you again if you, mess them up. Like, you get me? I don't know. Maybe not the best way to describe it, but I definitely say don't go, parading around that, they don't want to talk to you again or whatever. You burnt that bridge. And it's within their right if they don't even want to talk to you or even see you anymore. Even your name written on paper. Like, me personally, I just see it as, if you messed up, you messed up. The only ones who can forgive you is them. So, you do the best you can. I mean, I'm not saying pretend like nothing happened. That's crazy. But if you, messed up and burnt that bridge, the best you can do is hope they send a boat back. So, I guess it's a duality to that saying. So, well, I mean, that's pretty much the show covered up. So, I'm going to see if I can find a short song. Not the, the one I played last show, but a short one. So we can kind of close off the show, and hopefully, yeah, I think I got one. Let's go. I haven't played this one in a while. Anyways, here's Fly Me to the Moon by Frank Sinatra. That was Fly Me to the Moon by Frank Sinatra. So we've less than 10 seconds left in the show. I've been your DJ, VJ Junction, and this has been The Lounge. I'll be seeing you guys next week on Monday at 2 o'clock.